To fight a dragon that has been threatening the village, the king of Aurea rallies his men. So, they came into the dragon's den. As they proceeded, the king seems to order his men to destroy something with their swords, and the men obeyed. Then the dragon came in and immediately burnt the king's men to ashes. It was obvious the dragon was angry. The king knelt before the dragon to ask for mercy. Centuries later, in a separate town, Elodie, a lord's daughter, is assisting in giving the residents of their harsh and frigid village food and warmth. Queen Isabel of Aurea makes a marriage proposal for Elodie to Lord Bayford. Despite her hesitation, she agrees because her father is adamant that the partnership will benefit their people. Upon their arrival, their family is impressed by the grandeur of the palace. Elodie is escorted to her room, and from her balcony, she marvels at the view. At night she looks out the window and sees light on the hill. She was curious. She stays up a bit to talk with her little sister, Flora. Flora was happy that because of her, they were in the castle. The following day, she meets Prince Henry and the Queen, who are struck by her elegance and wit. In an attempt to get to know one another, Henry and Elodie go for a stroll. She finds that he is as passionate about travel as she is. Elodie's stepmother, Lady Bayford, is uneasy about the wedding in the family after her attempt to get to know the Queen is rejected. She informs Elodie at night that she is making a mistake and that she still has time to alter her mind, but Elodie chooses to proceed with the wedding. Following the nuptials, Elodie and Henry go in a chariot to the mountains, where they encounter a group of individuals donning gold masks. The Queen relates the tale of the dragon and how 3 of the king's daughters were exchanged for the king's release. So started a custom of offering women as sacrifices in exchange for peace. Henry and Elodie's palms are cut by the Queen, and they clasp hands, indicating that Henry's royal blood is on her. Elodie is then thrown into the gap beneath the bridge by Henry while she is being carried. She falls several feet to a cave where the dragon lives. When Elodie regains consciousness, she cries out for assistance. The dragon hears her and wakes up. The talking dragon then follows her into a cave, where he lets forth fire, scorching Elodie's leg in the process. While being chased by the dragon, she sees a dead girl and realizes that she has seen her before in one of the castle windows the previous day. After leaving her to tend to her wounds, the dragon appears to be enjoying the hunt. Elodie searches the cave. She stumbles onto a section of the cave that is coated in glowworms after falling through a tunnel. She gathers them onto her sleeve to serve as a light source. There is a lake close by, but the water is muddy. She opens her mouth, allowing water to fall into the lake, realizing that icicles above are supplying water to it. Returning, the dragon blows fire onto Elodie and causes the ice to melt. Running, she hides in a cave, out of the dragon's grasp. She notices that the names of all the previous princesses are etched into the stone in this cave. While she sleeps, Elodie dreams of the other ladies who took refuge in this cave, while another, Victoria, informs her that it is all a lie. Another one of them sketches a map of the maze on the wall. When Elodie wakes up, her burn injury has healed thanks to the slugs. Elodie searches for a way out by following the map. She discovers Victoria's crown when she arrives at an overhead tunnel encrusted with jagged crystals. She ascends the tunnel using the crystals as ledges and reaches a landing where an entrance shows that she is on the mountainside and is unable to leave. She calls out for help but no one can hear her. She is pursued by the dragon, who declares, 3 taken, 3 must be given. Elodie discovers 3 deceased juvenile dragons' remains. The Queen had lied to her and she finally knows the truth. The dragon was angry for years because the king had entered the dragon's cave without warning and killed her daughters that she sought 3 of his. Elodie's father, meantime, recruited people in the area to lead him to her so that she could be saved. She responds to his call for help at the same moment as the dragon. The dragon pins her father and informs her father that Elodie is alive, observing, and that she can smell her royal blood as she hides and looks on. Elodie's father gives the order for her to stay in hiding as a result. After killing him, the dragon goes in quest of Elodie. Elodie's father urges her to use the ropes to escape and that her stepmother and sister, Floria, are waiting for her at the harbor. The guide diverts the dragon long enough for Elodie to say farewell. She manages to flee using the rope, but the dragon follows her out of the mountain, causing her to take cover behind some rocks. When the dragon couldn't find Elodie, she became furious and caused a lot of fire at the mountain. Furious over these happenings, the Queen instead takes Floria for sacrifice. When Elodie gets to her stepmother in the morning, Lady Bayford informs her that Floria has been taken. Thus, she retraces her steps from her initial visit to the cave in order to save Floria. In order to divert attention and save Floria from the lair, she detonates some armor. But the dragon finds her, and they engage in a fierce battle. Elodie senses the ghosts of the lost princesses with her and prompts the dragon to release fire just as she is ready to give up. The dragon tries, but it burns herself after bouncing off the wall. Elodie informs the dragon that a lie was told to them both. A tale was told to Elodie about how the dragon terrorized the village and was fed on helpless girls masquerading as aristocrats. Elodie uses the glowworms to treat the dragon's burns despite the dragon's orders to stop. Elodie enters the palace while Henry is getting married to the third and last princess for the sacrifice. The queen becomes enraged when she persuades the princess to go. Elodie then leaves the palace as the dragon arrives and lights it on fire, killing everyone including the king, the queen and the prince. Ultimately, Elodie, Floria, and Lady Bayford sailed home with an abundance of provisions to last their people. Along with them, the dragon soars back home. The end.